Okay, folks, you're listening. It's Dre. I'm here, back again. Don't know. So, I've decided, folks. Yeah, I'm gonna upgrade the content. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a little bit more. Yeah, what can I say? This is my third occupation. I look at it as my third occupation. I don't really take it seriously, but when I make content, a lot of people feel it. Some people get upset. Some people give me praise. But I can see, a couple 1Ks and couple 2Ks on the views, and I'm thinking to myself, for a dude who's only got 1,000 followers and a tiny bit, I'm doing alright. So I'm thinking to myself, if I put the effort in just a little bit, yeah, when I've got the free time to do it, I'll do it. Let's give people something worth a watch. So anyway, the video today is another one about Dr. Umar. My last Dr. Umar Johnson video got a lot of backlash. A lot of people saying I don't know what I'm talking about. How can you talk about this? Dude, you make no sense. I saw all the comments, but I was waiting for somebody in the comment section to break it down and tell me where I went wrong, but no one seemed to tell me where I went wrong. So clearly I'm sat there thinking to myself, well, surely if I've done something wrong, someone can tell me, and they couldn't. So I'm still thinking in my head, well, I clearly must be right then. But again, I'm open for people to tell me where I'm wrong. Please put in the comment section where I was wrong on that video. I'm still waiting. But anyway, got another one for you. Same location. It's when he sat down with Joe Budden. And he was sat next to the light-skinned dude. I believe his name is Ish. And Ish asked him a question. He said, do you believe poor white folks have more in common with black folks than they do with rich white folks? Take a listen to this.
I think this is my personal opinion.
Yes, sir.
I think that we push the divide because divide and conquer.
What's the divide?
The racial divide. Even though there is one existing. Listen to what I'm saying. I think that my point and Fred Hampton's point,
okay,
right, was poor whites got more in common with us than they got with
rich
whites.
And I completely disagree.
The skin color alone
I completely
is
disagree.
And I'm not against you. I'm trying to see both sides, and I understand the side that you're saying, but the part that he's speaking to, the part that he's speaking to,
that's a white privilege that we don't never have.
But that is an advantage. That is.
One. I'm not saying
it's one
it's
they
not.
will never ever give up.
I would never.
Can I give you an example? Let me give you a parallel.
We wouldn't either.
DJ Khaled is Palestinian.
Mm-hmm.
Eminem is Caucasian.
Mm-hmm.
They are both participants in hip hop culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talk black, act black, music black, dress black, the whole nine. I promise you, if the police pull them over, the first thing they're gonna let them know is they are not you. They will never give that privilege up.
Sure.
And one of the issues I have with the fact that we let non-Africans participate in our culture so much, they can do so as a hobby, because whenever they want to take off their nigger suit, they can put their white privilege suit right back on and pick up the privileges they had before they made the rap album. Eminem has all the privileges of a white male and the privileges of being in the hip hop community. Sure. So we got to be careful about letting non-Africans come into our community, benefit or participate in our culture when they get to leave at the end of the night. Jane Elliott can leave at the end of the night. You black forever. You can never take your costume off.
I disagree with him. It's not in rich white people's favor to have anything in common with poor white folks. Reason being, if you're rich in general, it doesn't necessarily have to be exclusive to white people, but if you're rich in general, for you to be rich in life, it doesn't matter what it is, you need somebody underneath you turning the cogs. Okay, if you want the nice Lamborghini, the yachts or whatever, someone along the lines has been able to create all of this wealth for themselves because they've basically got people underneath them in those 9-to-5s, struggling to make ends meet, earning the same paycheck every other month, just so this person at the top can live great. So if rich white folks had poor white folks amongst them, chilling, hanging around, because to have something in common, you've got to be around this person to have something in common. What would naturally happen is poor white folks would start to learn the game of how rich people move and how rich people become rich. And what would naturally then happen is poor white folks would then learn the trade, save up a little money, start to learn and implement things to become rich, and therefore the people at the top, the rich white folks, won't have anybody underneath them turning the cogs anymore like that, because the wealth now has to be shared amongst all these new rich white folks who were once poor, but they've now put themselves in the same position as the rich white folks. So the wealth would have to be shared, and the 1% could potentially become the 5% or even 10%. Yeah, so it's not in rich white folks' favour to have anything in common with poor white folks. I understand there's a lot of people of colour that think, well, they're both got white skin and they both speak the same English language, so they must have something in common. No, that's not how it works. But what does naturally work is, if you're a broke person and then you suddenly obtain 5 friends who are all millionaires, I guarantee you within the space of a year, you're going to either become a millionaire yourself, or you're going to at least know how to become a millionaire by year end. It's just human nature. You're around successful people, the success sprawls off onto you a lot of the time. Not necessarily everybody, but naturally, that's how it works. Hence why rich white folks ain't trying to be around poor white folks like that. Yeah, I'll give you an example of myself. I am a business owner, ×2. I own 2 businesses, okay? I have systemized both of those businesses. I've built the business, I've given employees positions, and I have overseers on both businesses. So what happens now is I just get to sit back. I don't like saying that because I still want to be involved in the companies that I've made, but overall, I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is sit back and communicate with the overseers, and the overseers do everything else for me, looking after the employees, pay packets and whatnot. It's not in my favor to have somebody who's in a current position in my business, whether that's a manager, senior manager, assistant, supervisor. It's not in my favor to have that specific individual or whatever position they're in to be learning my field of the trade. Because if they learn how I built this business and how I became the person who's not even the overseer, the person who just sits back while all these people earn doing 9-to-5s in my business, what's going to happen is they're going to potentially save their money, start what I've done, and then I've then lost an employee. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to have to get another employee in, and then if that person decides to learn the trade, then I'm going to lose that person again, and there's a possibility I'm going to have to go back into my business and start working. Therefore, it's no longer systemized. Systemized means the business runs on its own. So yes, it might sound controversial what I'm saying, but it's not in my favor to have employees learning my line of the game. Hence why I don't involve myself with them. Rich white people do the exact same thing. They're not trying to be around poor whites because poor whites are turning the cogs so they can live nice. Yeah? Now, don't get me wrong. If you want to talk about nepotism, human beings investing in things that they can see themselves in, if there's a scenario in society where there's a white person and there's a black person and we're trying to figure out who's basically guilty and who's not guilty based on we don't know who's done what. Yes, will there be scenarios where a lot of white people will give the white person the benefit of the doubt? Possibly, that's nepotism. Yeah, but one thing about nepotism, it's not exclusive to any race. So if you have white people naturally defending the white person, you're going to have black people naturally defending the black person. But at the same time, don't let nepotism make you believe that that's white people having something in common. No. That's just natural genetic. Every race has that. Having something in common means that you're going to be around these people. Yeah, and then you're going to realize that you gel very well. Yeah, rich white people ain't trying to be around poor whites like that. Because what's going to happen is poor whites are going to learn. They're going to start, you think if rich white folks start having poor white folks at the country club, you think poor white folks are just going to sit there and not listening on the conversations and how success works? No, they're going to listen. Yeah, and then, yeah, those poor white folks are not going to be turning the cogs any longer for the rich ones. So no, I just want to make it clear, they don't have anything in common, right? Don't let the color of the skin convince you that that's the situation, right? Hey, if you think I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section, all right? Like and subscribe, let me know what you guys think. All right.